What's going on, guys? Krusty Case here from the Gold Boys Network, coming with the MLB slate preview for July 7th. Before we hop into this one, I want to remind everybody you can get all these odds at FanDuel Sportsbook. But let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into it. The first one on our slate, the New York Mets taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sean Manaea, and currently the Pirates have not announced a starter. Have not gotten any word on who it's going to be yet, so we'll go with it as undecided. For me in this one, though, I like Manaea just because this Pirates team, to me, I mean, they haven't been hitting lefties well. They had some success against Peterson this last game, but a lot of that was due to Peterson's lack of command. Manaea obviously can suffer from the same issue, but he's a guy where when he's on, he can really mow through pretty much any lineup. We've seen it time and time again. So give me the Mets here on the money line. Probably not one of my favorite plays on this slate, but that's where I'm going to go. I like them here. Like I said, I'm not sure who the Pirates are going to roll with. It's not going to change my opinion much, though. Our next one, Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Atlanta Braves. This is Michael Mercado versus Ronaldo Lopez. I'm going to be on the Braves here. My line's minus 170. It's a little juicy, obviously. Feel free to use it in a parlay. But I just love Ronaldo Lopez, especially at home. This guy's been outstanding. Continues to be one of the most consistent starters in this rotation. And, I mean, you're getting a Phillies team who's still without their big bats. So, I mean, minus 170, it's a steep price. Like I said, I'd put it in a parlay for sure. But I just don't see how you go any other way here. Mercado, he hasn't looked bad for the Phillies. But, I mean, this is obviously a tough matchup. You're getting the Braves, you know, a team that is seemingly starting to find it a bit here. As I record this, they just got to Ranger Suarez for 3 in the first. So, I mean, those bats are starting to come alive, and Mercado might be running into a buzzsaw here. Give me the Braves on the money line. Our next one, St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Washington Nationals. Kyle Gibson versus DJ Hers. DJ Hers, man, this kid is unreal. He actually pitched outstanding in his last start, 10 Ks, looked incredible, and they still ended up losing the game because their bullpen got absolutely annihilated late in the game. So for me in this one, I mean, I'm on the Nationals here on the money line at home. You're getting a plus money against Kyle Gibson, which I feel is just insane. Cardinals getting a bit of respect here, and I mean, I get it. They're starting to heat up for sure. But DJ Hers just continues to impress, man. If you haven't watched this kid, you know, definitely tune into this one. He's got some impressive stuff. So I like him here against this Cardinals team. Obviously, he's a lefty, so I mean, Cardinals are hitting lefties pretty well, but this is a guy they haven't seen. I think you can take advantage of that. And I mean, Kyle Gibson, we know he's going to give it up, so we just need Hers to do something, you know? Give me the Nats and the money line plus money at home. I can't ignore that. Our next one, Chicago White Sox taking on Miami Marlins. This is Jonathan Cannon versus Edward Cabrera. So Edward Cabrera, he's back finally. I'm not sure on a pitch count. I was trying to look around, couldn't see anything like hard, like confirmed. So I'll keep you guys posted if I see anything official. But I mean, I don't love backing a guy off an injury, but I don't see how you don't. Jonathan Cannon's been pretty terrible for the White Sox his last few starts. This isn't a Marlins team who, I mean, necessarily is going to scare you. You know, against righties, I think WRC plus is like around 60. But they put the bat on ball, a lot of balls in play. And we saw it against Crochet. Their approach to the plate has been really good. So, I mean, I like them to do some damage against Cannon, truthfully. And I think Cabrera, you know, even if he's 80% healthy, is going to mow through this lineup. So give me the Marlins on the money line. Our next one, the Detroit Tigers taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Tariq Skubal versus Graham Ashcraft. So Tariq Skubal at minus 140 on the money line could be the biggest trap of the day. And I mean, I'm going to walk into it. I'm going to be honest with you. So the Reds have been better against lefties. I will say that. But when you look at the lefties they played, there's not a lot of notable guys on that list. So for me, I'm just not buying into the fact that they're actually that good against lefties. I think it's been a case of, I think they played Bailey Falter twice, James Paxton twice. I mean, the list is hilarious. So for me here, I like the Tigers in the first 5. I'm going to isolate it and just trust Skubal. Their bullpen's really good too, but I would just rather back Skubal in the first 5. Think the Tigers can at least get us a run against Graham Ashcraft here and cash that for us. Our next one, the San Francisco Giants taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Hayden Birdsong versus Carlos Carrasco. If you haven't watched this Birdsong kid pitch, He's really good. He's got good stuff. Pitched really well against the Braves outside of one inning where he just honestly caught a bit too much of the plate and got tagged. But other than that, he had a really nice outing. I like his stuff a lot. Another tough matchup here against Cleveland. We all know, crushing righties over the last 30 days. Hard to ignore, man. I hate backing Carrasco, but I'm going to be on the Guardians here. I just think this is a really tough spot for Birdsong. He's a guy who can struggle with command at times. You get a Cleveland team that's really good at bat on ball, going to be loaded with lefties, obviously J. Ram, Quan, Josh Naylor. And I think this team can do some damage. I mean, on the other side, I do think that Carrasco could potentially get touched up, but ultimately, I just think Cleveland gets the win here. Our next one, the Houston Astros taking on the Minnesota Twins. Spencer Arrighetti versus Simeon Woods Richardson. So this is a battle of the names here. I like Twins simply because you look at these teams, look at what they're doing at the plate. Jordan is going to probably be out. I don't know if anybody saw. He got hit by a pitch in the knee. Ended up not coming back to the game. So I'm going to assume he's going to be out of the lineup in this one. And that's just a monster bat to be missing. So for me, I can't back the Astros without Jordan, truthfully. I think I backed him one time when Altuve took a day off, and that was hilarious to watch. So no Jordan, I am sure as shit not backing him here. Arrighetti's a guy, struggles with command. We've seen it time and time again. Gets hit hard. Fastball gets hit hard in particular. And you get a Twins team just crushing righties, crushing fastballs. This is a good spot for the Twins to kind of get off here. And I think Richardson, he's not great, but he's looked good. And I think a Jordan-less Astros team, he can definitely navigate that. So give me the Twins on the money line.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the Gold Boys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the Gold Boys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
Our next one, the Angels taking on the Chicago Cubs. This is Jose Soriano versus Hayden Wesneski. Wesneski's looked pretty decent in his first two starts for the Cubs this season. He's given it up a bit, but I mean, you get an Angels team here who's just not hitting. So, truthfully, this total at 9.5, and I get it. The wind's going to be blowing out. It's going to be a warm day. I'm going to go with the first 5 under, though. Wesneski, I really like his stuff. Stuff plays really well. Has a sweeper, he uses a ton, and it's pretty filthy. So, like him to navigate this Angels team. The other side, Jose Soriano has been really good. Bit of a ground ball merchant at times, but I think that plays well here. Like I said, you're going to get a Wrigley Field with the wind blowing out. Tough place to pitch, but when you're keeping the ball on the ground, you're going to be successful. So Soriano has really good stuff, really good plus stuff. Sinker right around 98. Think he can, not only get some ground balls, but get some punch outs here. Keep this Cubs team in check. Give me the first 5 under. The next one, the Tampa Bay Rays take on the Texas Rangers. This is Zach Littell versus Nathan Eovaldi. This is a tough spot for me, honestly. I like backing Eovaldi, but he's kind of burned me a couple times here. Littell, another guy I like to back, but again, burned me a couple times. So I like Texas. I don't love their lineup, truthfully, and that's really my biggest issue here. But I also don't like the Rays lineup either. I mean, we've talked about both these teams and how inconsistent they are. So I am going to go with the Rangers. Again, if I had to pick one of my least favorite plays on this slate, this is going to be one of them. But I just think with Eovaldi, he's at home. I think he could pitch well enough, to keep this Tampa Bay team in check. They've been pretty aggressive at the plate, which he should be able to use to his advantage. The Rangers on the other side, they've been aggressive at the plate as well. But I just think that when it comes down to it, the bats in this Rangers lineup are just a little bit better right now than the Rays lineup. I think that's where the edge comes in. Obviously, the bullpen for both teams has not been great. So that's always a bit of a concern. But Rangers on the money line, I think they get the win at home. Like I said, if you're going to skip a game, skip this one. Our next one is the Kansas City Royals taking on the Colorado Rockies. Brady Singer versus Ryan Feltner. So, Ryan Feltner's one of the worst pitchers on baseball. Brady Singer's oddly been, decent. Total's at 10.5. I'm going to isolate it to the Royals team total over just because I think Feltner gets absolutely shellacked. but I would not be surprised if Singer gets tagged here too. Heavy sinker ball usage, and it's a pitch that the Rockies do handle relatively well. They're just so inconsistent for me, though, and that's really where I struggle. The contact rate's just super low, so even against the pitch that they handle decent, I have a hard time believing they're going to consistently barrel it and put bat on ball and do some damage. So give me the Royals team total over here. This is a team that, not really hitting righties right now, but it's a high contact team, a lot of balls in play, and when you're putting balls in play against a guy who gives a lot of hard contact, good stuff's going to happen. Next one, the Baltimore Orioles taking on the Oakland Athletics. Grayson Rodriguez versus Mitch Spence. Baltimore at -190 in the money line. They got absolutely embarrassed in the game today. I don't know if anybody saw it. I think it was like 17-4 when I turned it off. Not sure what the score ended at there, but man, Oakland, the bats came alive. Cade Povich is absolutely terrible. So for me in this one, I like Grayson. I like Baltimore. I'm probably going to roll with like a player performance double. I'm not sure what his Ks are going to be at, probably something ridiculous. But 6 or 7 Ks in the Baltimore money line, whichever one gets you close to even money, that's what I'm going to be on. I like this spot for Orioles to kind of get their lick back here, end the series on a high note. Grayson should mow through this lineup. He's a high whiff guy going against a crazy high whiff team. This is just a great spot for him to rack them up, truthfully. Our next one, the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the San Diego Padres. Ryan Nelson versus Dylan Cease. For me in this one, Cease hasn't looked great. I'm not going to lie to you. You get the road D-backs here, though, and that's enough for me to get involved. So I'm going to be on the Padres here on the money line, -155. A little bit juiced if you don't want to play that, I understand. Like I said, maybe use it in a parlay. But I just really like the spot for Cease to bounce back. You get a Diamondbacks team who over the last 2 weeks, definitely not scorching the ball. I can confirm it for you guys right now. Oh, I stand corrected. They are scorching the ball. Last 400 plate appearances, batting average 274, WRC plus of 131. So, this is a tough spot for sure. But Cease at home was one of those things where he's always pitched better at home, whether it was the White Sox or the Padres. And I like him to pitch well here. Ultimately, I think Ryan Nelson, he's had some good starts, and it does concern me. But I do think the Padres pick up the win. I think Ryan Nelson does ultimately struggle against this lineup. There's some guys in this lineup, in particular Jackson Merrill, who I think could absolutely have a field day against Ryan Nelson, handles his pitch mix really well. So look for guys like him. Look for Machado. I'm not a big Machado backer, but again, handles the pitch mix pretty well. So I think this Padres lineup does some damage, and I think Cease, we could see one of those vintage Cease performances here. The next one, the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dallas Keuchel, and as of right now, the Dodgers don't have a starter named. Be pretty curious to see what's going to be. I'm not really sure I'm going to care. Dodgers team total to the moon and back again. It's Dallas Keuchel day. We fade Dallas Keuchel around here. He fooled us against the Rockies. He ain't fooling me here. So Dodgers team total to the moon. I think Keuchel gets absolutely tattooed in this one. Like I said, he's coming off the outing against Colorado. Maybe people think he's back, whatever it is. We're not buying that. He's not back. He's never been back. At this point in his career, he's just out there to eat innings, and he's happy he has a job. Well, this one ain't going to last very long. Dodgers team total to the moon. Our next one, Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Seattle Mariners. Jose Barrios versus George Kirby. I'm on the Blue Jays here, man. I love Barrios. I love this guy. Continues to impress me. Continues to take the ball, like I told you guys before, every 5 days, and just goes out there and does his job. Has he struggled his last couple starts? Yes. But he's still out there. He still wants the ball. He still has that dog mentality that I love to back. And I think he pitches really well here against this Seattle team. He's not a high K guy, truthfully. Not anymore at this point in his career. K percent really falls off as he goes through the order. But again, you get a Seattle team, K percent against righties like 32.3% over the last 14 days. Barrios probably racks him up, truthfully. And he has great stuff, so I really think he just navigates this lineup pretty easily. Give me the Blue Jays on the money line. Our last one, Sunday Night Baseball. The Red Sox taking on the Yankees. Cutter Crawford versus Luis Gil. The Yankees are favored, and I'm not buying that at all. Luis Gil's looked absolutely terrible. I'm not sure if something's wrong, if he's just kind of hit a wall or what it is. But, man, this guy looks broken. Cutter Crawford absolutely, ran through this Yankee lineup his last time he saw him. And, while I don't think he necessarily does the exact same thing, I think he pitches well enough to win the game. Certainly well enough to take the value on the road here. Give me the Red Sox at plus money to win this one. I can't back Gill in this current state. And the Yankees bullpen, I don't trust them either. So Cutter Crawford, like I said, even if he gives up a run or two, I think Gill's getting up a lot more. This guy's just not been good. If you guys have been watching, this guy's been getting tagged by everybody. Gonna have to show me Red Sox on the money line here. That does conclude our slate, though. If you guys do me a favor, drop a like, drop a comment. Before we hop off, I'll give my 3 best bets and wanted to let everybody know tomorrow, or today, whenever you're watching this, Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will be going live on YouTube to discuss this slate a little further, answer some questions, whatever you guys got. It's going to be awesome to talk with you guys. Can't wait. But before we hop off, my 3 best bets. Red Sox on the money line, number 1. I love that at plus money. Can't ignore that at all. Number 2, we're going to go with the Detroit Tigers first 5 money line. And number 3, we are going to go with the Minnesota Twins on the money line. So yeah, Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be going live to answer all of your questions. Go over this slate one more time. Interact with you guys. It's going to be awesome. As always, you can get all my official plays at goldboys.com. If you have a gambling problem, dial 1-800-GAMBLER. Thank you guys.